Tonight we begin with information on an incident at DJJ earlier today.
Yes, earlier today, officials at DJJ tell us they're calling it a disturbance that they say led to some students there damaging property with hammers, and an employee and a student were both hurt.
This all happened this morning over at the main facility on Broad River Road. That's where we find News 19's Nate Stewart with the latest on the investigation. Nate.
According to DJJ, it was a disturbance between youth at the Birchwood School and the facility behind me. What started it has not been released, but agency officials say by the end there was property damage and minor injuries. The Department of Juvenile Justice claims the disturbance began around 9 a.m. DJJ Director Eden Hendricks said the students got a hold of hammers and began damaging vehicles and property on campus. SLED says the situation was brought under control around noon. It's the latest incident of violence at DJJ. The agency says in July, juveniles reportedly went through wire fences and broke into buildings on the campus. In June, 2 youth were sent to the hospital after an alleged group disturbance. Just 2 weeks ago, the director told state senators that the facility was understaffed and facing a 52% vacancy rate. While DJJ did issue a statement on today's incident, we also reached out to the department for comment about staffing and the other incidents, but have not heard back yet. Hendricks said all injuries from Tuesday's incident were non-life-threatening and all staff and youth have been accounted for. SLED is conducting interviews and leading the investigation. Now, when we got here this morning, obviously there was a large law enforcement presence, but if you take a look behind me, you can see the majority of that has left. Reporting from DJJ, Nate Stanley, News 19, WLTX.
All right, Nate, thank you so much. We want to go over some history there on top of what Nate just said. In June of last year, a number of DJJ employees walked off the job protesting the conditions there at the agency's facilities. This led to a series of hearings that ultimately saw Freddie Pugh replaced as the head of DJJ. And then more than a year later, staffing continued to be a challenge at the Department of Juvenile Justice. Earlier this month, the Broad River campus reportedly needed to fill 176 vacant positions. There you can see the file video of them protesting back in June of 2021, protesting their working conditions. We, of course, plan to learn more about the disturbance today at DJJ. We will update you at WLTX.com.